Hi, everybody. Happy Saturday. You're in Kundalini Yoga if you're in this room, just in case you're surprised. My name is Mahandraj Kaur, or Marcia. So you do this practice a little while, and they'll give you this juicy name that you can use as an affirmation and an invitation to grow into something else. And I always tell the story that I think I've been probably 5 years, maybe almost 5 years, I had Mahandraj Kaur. And then Tony entered the teacher training, and they gave him his name, and it was Mahandraj Singh. And I'm like, that is horrible for marketing. I mean, we cannot have the same name. What are they freaking thinking? I'm like, we have to change this. I am such a control freak. So Mahanraj means the great divine flow. Mahan is great. And in all of us, Yogi Bhajan was the Mahan Tantric. He was the big, great love. And Mahan really describes every single one of your souls, especially because we don't really understand how huge, how big, how dynamic a soul is. And everybody has their different speculations on how all that goes down. Obviously, you would get attracted to certain lineages because it makes sense. And it makes sense until you're supposed to grow into something else, or you stay there this whole lifetime, whatever, There's no attachment. The soul isn't a religious being. The soul is truth. And the soul's only purpose for you is to expand and to be fully who you are. That's it. So if it's going to write you a Valentine, it's not going to be like mushy necessarily, but it's going to say, go for it, baby. Go big. Go big. It wants to be free. And so right now, there is a lot of planetary alignment that is really feeling like that there is a feeling of being stretched right now with what's going on with Jupiter and Uranus, because they're big planets. Uranus is very unexpected, and it's making all these alignments to the sun. And Uranus is in Aries. So it's really wanting to surprise you with something big. But this Mercury retrograde right now in Aquarius really is causing some like that. Because do you feel stuck? Yes. A lot of us feel so stuck. And it's really more uncomfortable right now because at the same time you have this freaking anticipation, like everything's good energy, but why can't I get out of the honey? I'm stuck in the molasses. So you might lose your temper. You might just go, fuck. A few times, right? And people are like, wow, your spiritual path is just not working out. You might want to try something better. Don't let them do that to you. And the thing is there is no right or perfect way. The reason I personally love Kundalini Yoga is because it's about being a human. He really, Yogi Bhajan, when I say he, really talks about being very successful as a householder. He doesn't give some grand illusion that someday, you'll sit and, he doesn't promise that, and he has no interest in it. And it really is so good. It is what we need, because that doesn't serve a householder. If you really are a monk with a long lineage of circumstances, that you'll be able to go into a beautiful retreat and focus on your heart for the next 20 years, freaking great. But that's not most of us. You get to focus on your heart, 5 minutes between the bath and putting the kids to bed. Go for it, right? You get to focus on expanding your soul right after you pay the insurance, the car payment, and buy some food, right? But no feeling sorry for ourselves. What you need to remember, and this isn't just Yogi Bhajan, this is Paramahansa Yogananda, Lahari Mahasaya, I'm sure many other yogis, I don't know them all, but talk in reverence about the householder. Reverence. It's basically this: avatar, monk, ashram life, or householder. That's the next best thing. So guess what? You're in the next best thing. And so The thing with being a householder, too, is we can't separate our householdedness from our soul. We do have to get to that point where we honor sweeping the floor, driving the car, being cut off, may think you're not going to get all of it, as you can be for sure that just like a monk who would spend 12 hours meditating, that your meditation is the drive it took you to get here, the choice it took for you to meditate or not sometimes this week. That's all your perfection. That's how you're going to do it. Don't resist out of it. And I just speak of it because I can only talk about myself, right? I know that all the years in the beginning when I was really meditating and doing a lot and working at the State Fund, I would separate it. It was like, this is what I do with Tom Kelly. This is my cool meditation before I go. And then I'm in my cubicle. For the next 10 hours, I'm in hell, you know, right? And you can imagine after some time, that did not work. At some point, my soul gained enough leverage with me and said, excuse me, I would like to come to State Fund too. You know, it's not like you left me home in front of the fireplace. I come with you wherever you go. Let's do this thing. So, and then it's practice. So I remember, like, I would get so fed at the Soul of Yoga. This has been one of my favorite places, I have to say. And I would get so juicy in Tom and Trish's class, and it would last maybe 20 minutes. Sometimes it'd last till I was home, because I drive it's about 35, 40 minutes till I get home. I live in Vista. Then it got to where maybe I could keep this kind of good feeling going for like an hour within the house. You know? And so that's what it really is. It's like whatever you do, whether it's here or walking on the beach, you have these moments where it's all good, you know? And the thing is it's about the repetition of that. And what you'll start to notice if we pay attention, and the reason I'm bringing this up is because, you know, at the end of the day, Kundalini Yoga is all, besides being the technology of happiness, it's called the yoga of awareness. So all this energy is to heighten your awareness so you can sense who you really are. And it takes practice, right? So over times, when we have these moments of bliss, what you will start to notice was how you got there. You know, it's like there was this kind of feeling happened first, and then this popped open, and then pop, I was there. You start to learn the path inside to access this feeling. Then, over time, you do the path again and again and again. And it's just like anything in your brain. Eventually, it becomes a well-grooved path. So now, like for me, like perfect example is your morning practice, sadhana, okay? At first, it takes all your will. It takes your humanity. It takes your mind and your body going, shit, God, I can't believe it's 6 o'clock. She wants me to go. And you are dragging yourself there, right? You do it, and you do it, and you do it. And then eventually, what happens is you get to where you just open your eyes, and the groove is so deep, it's like it's already got the incense burning, the candle lit, and you're already there. You can trust that. And you start to have these things, your Kundalini class, your personal meditation, when you walk in nature, where you have this groove that you know leads you to the essence of the most powerful, beautiful energy that is you. Over time, we start to recognize, you know what? I like being me. You know, when I drop it, that's what sadhana really ends up. It's in the quiet of the morning, when it's only me and God. I love it. And that might be the biggest realization of it, that I didn't even know I loved and valued that kind of time with me. Now, as we get more and more into whatever is working, and you know what it is, right? You start to, it's like you can stretch it. Like Stretch Armstrong, remember that toy? He can make him really long. He can be really pudgy or really long. So you start to stretch that feeling, because who's the guru? You are. you start to align with how much can I stretch it into the chaos of my job? How much can I still have access to that part of me that's solid, secure, in peace no matter what? Then we're in this zone where we're really playing in life. And I was just talking to a couple of you, and we're really, quite a few of us are very agitated, so don't do anything weird to us at the end of class. But so the point is you can know all that, and yet still you're going to have times in your life that are more challenging. You're going to be upset. The thing is, Yogi Bhajan talks about this a lot. Allow for that, and do not pile shame on top of it. It's okay to have the anger outburst, but then ask for forgiveness, forgive yourself, and move on. Don't drag it around. And that's the worst kind. That's one of the crux of being spiritual, is because you think you're not going to do those things anymore. Honey. Yes, you are. And what Yogi Bhajan says, the more heightened you are, it feels so much worse when you get anger. So be so nice to you, because it's like, it's shocking because you've been expanding into this energy. And so then when you do take a fall, guess what? It's not from the curb to the ground anymore. You're falling off a couple stories. And if you don't be there for you, because nobody really holds you to that standard but you. If you do that for you, you'll be able to get the lesson, learn from it, feed off it, and move quickly through it. It's only when we go, or you resist it. I mean, I know I do this a lot. I can feel the, and I'm just doing everything I can not to let it happen. When, you know what? It'd be just easier if I went into my room and went, I'm good, right? So today we're continuing on with Ad Gade Name, Jugad Gade Name. We're going to do this meditation. We've done it already once. This meditation, let me tell you what it does for you. It's so juicy. It says, this meditation gives you an enchanting, magnetic personality with many unexpected friends. It's called the Mangala Charan, and it surrounds your magnetic field, otherwise known as your aura, with protective light and a projected charm. Right? So we're going to play with that energy all day, all hour long. We're going to do a kriya that's actually for our kidneys. And the reason we're going to do that is because the kidneys tend to hold our shame and anger. So let me tell you what your kidneys are up to. They hold your criticism, disappointment, failure, shame, reacting like a little kid. They are lumps of undissolved anger. So you can guess why people who drink a lot of alcohol or eat a lot of sugar, toxic diet, what's the first thing to go? Kidneys. And the reason you're eating the sugar and the things is because what? You don't want to feel the anger. We're so and women, I love you, but we're the worst. We want to be like these good girls that, ladies, stop. It makes you psycho. Just get a little mad and do it with some dignity and move on. So we are going to play with that. So our warm-up is going to have fist of anger in there so that we can move some of the energy around. So I am just giving you a little boost of love so that you can have a great weekend and let off some of the steam, okay? All right, close your eyes, put your fingertips on the ground, and take a deep inhale through your nose.